Kevin Durant moans when he wipes his ass.
What? Alright, bro, you better. You're actually gonna get me mad, bro. Oh, that's why he doesn't like Kobe. It all makes sense, bro.
Only won in 2020 because of the bubble.
Alright, bro.
Lil Red, he go big, little legs, skinny kid with plenty.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's ZTAY, aka Lil Red, triggering fans of NBA superstars. Let's see what's gonna happen, bro.
In this video, I will be triggering fans of every NBA superstar. If you don't get mad at what I say, then you're not a true fan. Prepare your anuses. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis would be working at Red Robin if he was 6 foot instead of 7 foot. He has no skills and is only effective because he was born with freakish measurables and super athleticism. I get secondhand embarrassment from watching him fail miserably trying to shoot
This man just sounds like the people on Twitter, bro.
free throws and three-pointers, aka things that require actual skill. Sure, he won a ring last year after.
Bro, I wish I could just run around, be 7 foot, and dunk. That takes no skill at all, bro. Like, simple.
LeBron
Facts.
got hurt, AD got hurt, Kyrie got hurt, Harden got hurt, and Kawhi got hurt. He also missed 2 playoff games that his team won without him in the conference finals. Sounds like a real repeatable formula for success. In the end, Giannis is just a glorified version of Thon Maker. Chris Paul.
That man's a Thon Maker. Oh my god. Alright, Chris Paul. You like this. You guys know I don't like Chris Paul, so let's get into it.
CP3 is a tiny, fragile player with a serious Napoleon complex. He had a golden chance to silence a lot of his critics last year by winning a ring when he had a 2-0 lead in the finals, but instead he shit down his leg. State Farm doesn't cover that. CP3 is the poster boy for why the eye test is so important. If you just looked at his advanced stats, it could be argued he's the best point guard of all time, but we all know he's absolutely not. We have to listen to the media slurp him for his leadership constantly.
What? Oh my god. That says slurp him. What?
You can set your watch to him getting hurt and his team's crashing and burning in the playoffs every year.
See, that's kind of messed up. Talking about he's gonna get hurt, but his teams do suck in the playoffs every year. We'll see what happens with the Suns this year.
Whether it's blowing a 3-2 lead versus San Antonio in 2008, a 3-1 lead versus Houston in 2015, a 3-2 lead versus Golden State in 2018, or a 2-0 lead versus Milwaukee last year. Also, the Cliff Paul commercials suck. James Harden. James Harden.
All right, here we go, bro. Here we go. Here we go.
He chokes in the playoffs. He doesn't show up.
He's fat.
Is an absolute fucking disgrace to the game of basketball. His entire effectiveness has always revolved around flailing into an opponent and twerking his body like an IG stripper to get to the foul line. On the rare occasions he isn't hunting for fouls, he slows the game to a halt by dribbling a bunch for no reason, then settling for a step-back three-pointer. He actually used to be fun to watch in his early days with OKC, but that was a lifetime ago.
What? He was not even that much fun to watch in OKC, bro. When he was on the Rockets, see, you're lying to yourself, bro. Settle for a step back 3. This man's the best. He's the pioneer. He played at his own pace. How's that not cool, bro? Like,
people might tolerate his dreadful style of play more if he actually had the titles to legitimize it. But Harden remains one of the biggest playoff chokers in sports history. Both the eye test and the stats show this. Every single year he craps his pants when the lights shine brightest. He's amazing for fantasy basketball and regular season wins, but if you want to win titles, this bearded sack of shit is the last person you want on your team. Nikola Jokic.
oh my god, bro. Like, relax.
I love Nikola Jokic and think he's the perfect player. Are his 2 very large brothers done watching now? I don't want them to kill me. Russell Westbrook.
That's all he said about Jokic, bro? Come on, man. What is that? I don't want to say it, but y'all know. Y'all know why he didn't say it. Y'all know why he didn't say it.
Might be the single dumbest basketball player of all time. He's never once learned from any of his past mistakes, especially late in games where he just can't help but take an awful three-pointer. Westbrook has 2 things going for him, his athleticism and his motor. He never stops being aggressive on offense, and this can be fun for a little while until you realize opponents want him to take every single shot because he can't fucking shoot, despite...
Bro, I need you to bring it down a little bit. Kind of scaring me. But all right.
In his freakish athleticism, he's not particularly great at finishing around the rim either. He gets a lot of assists, but those are more...
All right, bro, let's be honest. He is good finishing around the rim, but for the Lakers this year, he wasn't.
more than canceled out by his insane number of turnovers. He's a great offensive rebounder, but his overall rebound totals are heavily inflated by cherry-picked defensive rebounds. He single-handedly destroyed the value of the triple-double with his stat hunting, and his fans/media believe that getting a triple-double automatically means you played great, even if you shot 35% and had 8 turnovers with it. Russ is also a terrible defender, and in the grand scheme of things, really adds nothing positive to a team. Is he a great player, or does he just have the ball in his hands a lot to accumulate big stats? I lean towards the latter.
Yo, he was going in. Oh my god. I'm still mad he didn't say anything about Jokic, bro. We know why he didn't, though.
Carmelo Anthony. If we're going strictly by play on the court, Carmelo hasn't been worthy of the star moniker since at least 2014. But despite his rapid decline, Carmelo still has a large and very loyal fan base, so I'm going to go after him here. I've already called him a top 5 most overrated player ever in one of my previous videos, and I stand by my theory that if his name was something bland and generic like Jeff Smith or Mike Brown, he wouldn't be nearly as popular.
What? Alright, bro, that's just hating. That's just hating, bro.
Even at his very best, Carmelo was a high-volume, average efficiency scorer who provided negative value as a passer and defender. He was also terrible in the playoffs outside of a select few years, which is a large reason.
Nah, bro, he was on the Nuggets. Not gonna lie, bro. That's like the farthest the Nuggets have ever gotten. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He kind of carried him, but he ran into Kobe, so we know why.
And why he's never come close to winning anything. To his credit, he appears to have finally wised up and embraced his role as a sixth man, but he was never close to as good as his fans wanted him to be, and his style of play isn't conducive to winning. Damian Lillard. We have to hear how loyal Dame is every 2 fucking days because he stayed in Portland and it's insufferable. If Dame wants to stay on his hamster wheel where he doesn't come close to winning anything, that's his right. But please, nobody outside of Portland cares. Dame is a great regular season player and the RC Cole version of Steph Curry, right down to taking a bunch of 30-plus foot three-pointers every game. Dame has somehow snagged the reputation as a clutch performer despite awful playoff numbers. He will live off of his 2 series-winning shots versus Houston and OKC, and he was great.
Damn, that's crazy for saying that because those were like 2 of the most clutch shots in NBA history. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I don't know about not saying Dame's clutch. That man's clutch, but his team's just trash. Let's be honest.
In those 2 first-round series and in 2021 versus Denver, but the rest of his playoff career is exceptionally bad. He's a terrible defender, and this has been a largely overlooked reason for why Portland has never gone far in the playoffs outside of 2019. Unless the NBA starts handing out championship trophies for not running from the grind, Dame will never win anything and be most remembered as a shitty SoundCloud rapper.
Oh my god, bro.
Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has a sick sexual satisfaction with the floor, which is why he flops and drops to the ground at least 10 times every game. He also has a fetish for going back to the locker room once every few games with a mild injury. Truth be told, AD is a maddeningly frustrating player. He is physically capable of dominating a game at any point, but he only seems to do so unless begged or shamed into doing it. It's almost like he needs people to criticize him before he tries hard instead of just trying hard. He doesn't have a consistent motor, and this is a big reason why he only made the playoffs 2 times in 7 years with New Orleans. He's 28 years old and in the absolute prime of his career. He should be, at worst, the 2nd or 3rd best player in the NBA. But instead, he's in the lower part of the top 10, if that. If he had the same mindset as Russell Westbrook or Giannis, they would have to fold the NBA. Steph.
Hey, bro, low-key, he was kind of speaking facts. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't hear any lies, and I'm a Lakers fan.
Curry. Do you hear that?
Oh, yeah.
It's just another small forward walking to the podium to accept his Finals MVP award over Steph. It brings me great joy that Steph never won a Finals MVP despite making the NBA Finals 5 straight years.
He said it brings me great joy. See, that's the definition of a hater, bro. See, I didn't even say all that when I made that one video. I didn't say all that.
At his absolute peak. This is what his toxic fan base absolutely deserves.
Toxic fan base, though, I do agree. You guys are toxic and you know it, bro.
His fans do nothing but tear down other players and his teammates to give him all the credit, which is a big reason why Kevin Durant left town. It's scarily similar to Tom Brady's cult fan base, and you know how I feel about them. Steph is the biggest front runner.
I'm not gonna lie. He's right.
In NBA history, but he's been very shaky and nowhere near his best with the game in the balance in the playoffs, particularly in the finals. Remember when he only won in 2015 because Kyrie's kneecap exploded and Cleveland's lineup consisted of LeBron and a bunch of Make-A-Wish kids? Remember when he blew a 3-1 lead in the 2016 finals before running to Kevin Durant in the Hamptons a few weeks later? Remember when he was a distant third best player in 2 finals behind KD and LeBron? Remember when he choked on the last shot in Game 6 of the 2019 finals versus Toronto? Or when he scored just 2 points in overtime of a do-or-die play-in game versus Memphis last year? He still hasn't won a playoff game without Klay Thompson. Sorry, Steph fans, but he'll never be better than LeBron, no matter how badly you want him to be. Kawhi Leonard. Has any NBA...
That man just went in on Stephen Curry. And I'm not gonna lie. A lot of it was facts, but like he had his championship, so yes.
Superstar ever had it easier than Kawhi Leonard? He was drafted into the most ideal situation possible in San Antonio, where he didn't start
Well, I don't think he was drafted to San Antonio. I think he was drafted by the Pacers, bro.
producing superstar numbers until 2017. This didn't stop people from rewriting history and giving Kawhi all the credit for the Spurs winning in 2014 when he was a role player on a loaded squad. He eventually got sick of San Antonio.
Role player is crazy. He was more than a role player. I don't know. He's more than a role player. He's like a key player. I don't know about role player because like right after that he won Finals MVP. So that's kind of crazy to say that.
So he sat out with a mysterious injury and was traded to a title-ready team in Toronto,
That's
where he
facts.
gets full credit for the title they won in 2019, even though we all know Toronto only won because Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson got hurt. Kawhi left again that off.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That's kind of disrespecting the Raptors.
Season to go to the Clippers, where they blew a 3-1 lead in the second round in 2020 after making commercials bragging about how LA was his city. Then last year he got hurt in the playoffs and his team still came within 2 games of the finals without him. Simply put, he's always been on great teams. He gets the lion's share of the credit when things go right and almost no criticism when things go wrong. Maybe it's because he's quiet, so the media leaves him alone, but just because he's introverted doesn't mean he's humble. If he was drafted to the Kings instead of the Spurs, he
was drafted to the Pacers, bro. That's worse than the Kings.
Just be another good player instead of a superstar. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant moans when he wipes his ass.
What? Bro, I need you to, like, really think about what you just said. What?
If you broke into Kevin Durant's house, he would ask you if he could help you break into other people's houses. Kevin Durant is the type of guy who would brag about beating a handicapped kid in a foot race. Do you get my drift? KD is a spineless pussy who ruined the NBA for several years with the most extreme act of cowardice ever displayed by a superstar athlete when he left a title caliber team in OKC to join a 73-win Warriors team he just blew a 3-1 lead to in a month prior. He never deserves to be forgiven for this, and I will never let him forget about it. KD still hasn't won a legit title in what is now his 15th NBA season, despite being on very good teams for essentially his entire career. He
Kind of true.
tried to build another super team in Brooklyn with Kyrie and Harden, but that failed due to injuries and Kyrie being a fucking quack. It brought
I don't even know what that word means, but I don't like it.
me immense joy to see KD lose in the second round last year because his big-ass foot was on the three-point line.
Immense joy. See, that's a definition of a hater. That's some... There's fans like this, though.
He technically has 2 rings and 2 finals MVPs, the same way O.J. Simpson has technically never murdered anybody. It's somewhat tragic, really. A player of KD's immense talents and gifts will never be respected because of his own insecurities, and I love it. Fuck Kevin Durant. Now it's time to trigger...
Alright, bro. Alright, bro. You better... We're not going LeBron before Kobe? Like, come on, bro. You're actually gonna get me mad, bro. Like, James Harden, yeah, that's fine. But, like, bro, you got Kobe, though? Oh, my God, I swear to God. You're about to piss me off.
Fans of some legendary players, starting with Kobe Bryant. Kobe was a chucker who needed the best player in the league, Shaq, as his teammate to win his first 3 rings, and an all-NBA power forward, Pau, to win his last 2.
Ah, that man said Pau, bro. Pau Gasol was trash. How many times do I have to tell people this? He was not that good.
He was selfish as hell, and it's ironic his peak...
His team was trash. It's not his fault he was drafted to the Lakers. Like, oh my God. He proved that he could win without Shaq twice. So, I don't know. With finals MVPs. He was not carried by Pau Gasol, definitely. Pau Gasol was not dropping 30. Come on,
seasons from 2005 to 2007 coincided with the rare times he actually had subpar teammates who didn't bail him out with super clutch shots like Robert Horry and Derek Fisher. Unsurprisingly, those 3 years ended with no playoff series wins. Kobe was obviously an all-time great player, yes, but he is nowhere close to either LeBron or Michael Jordan.
Oh my God, you're crazy, bro. LeBron, he has more championships than LeBron James. How is he not close? He stayed with the whole team.
Despite the fact that he gets consistently lumped in discussions with them, largely because he jutted his jaw after made shots and copied all of MJ's mannerisms and speech patterns. This makes him the most overrated player in NBA history. He was also either really bad to mediocre in the majority of his NBA Finals appearances. If he wasn't drafted by the Lakers, he wouldn't be considered the legend he is today.
How is he bad or mediocre, but he has 2 Finals MVPs without, how does that make sense? How is he bad and mediocre, but he wins the Finals MVP? How does that make sense? I don't know.
His NBA Finals appearances. If he wasn't drafted by the Lakers, he wouldn't be considered the legend he is today. His fans are just as bad as Brady and Steph fans, a delusional cult that attacks people who tell the truth about their favorite player.
Tell the truth. Nah, bro, you're just a hater, and there's been a lot of Kobe haters. We know, bro, you better say LeBron or something, bro.
Rest in peace, Kobe and Gianna Bryant. Michael Jordan, trying to tear down...
All right, bro, you going. This man, you might be a LeBron fan. Unless he goes at LeBron, then that's fine. Might be saving him. It's MJ.
A guy who won 6 rings, 6 Finals MVPs, 5 MVPs, and has the highest scoring average in regular season and playoff history is an almost impossible task. Almost being the key word. Thankfully for you all, I'm a psychopath who enjoys poking holes in players' careers. First off, MJ's competition was disgustingly bad.
Okay. Alright, bro. It was not. You're acting like Isaiah Thomas is not one of the greatest point guards of all time, bro. Really? Come on, bro. That's crazy. You're acting like John Stockton's not one of the best point guards of all time, whether you like him or not. Karl Malone, one of the best scorers of all time, like or not. He played Hall of Famers. Like, how is his
compared to today? His opponents were mostly plumbers and off-duty firefighters who wouldn't even make a G League roster now. This is just a fact, alright?
How's that a fact, bro? My God. Come on. You sound like everybody on Twitter, bro. Use your own jokes, bro.
Just like how the average players in the 1990s were better than the 1960s, the average player in the 2020s is better than the average player in the 1990s. There's also the fact that MJ played on well-built teams in his prime that were good enough to still win 55 games without him. I would not be doing my trolling duties if I didn't mention how MJ not only never won a title or a playoff series in his 5 years without famous cuck Scottie Pippen as it.
Oh, Scottie. I'm not even gonna really defend MJ, but like, it's crazy that the only argument people got against him is that he's lost like how many times? Like 5 times in the playoffs. That's it. That's crazy, bro. What is this? 1-9 playoff record. Like, he lost 5 years. What is this? Yeah, 5 years. This, like, out of his entire career, he only lost 5 times. All right.
The teammate. He never even had a winning season without Scottie. The GOAT couldn't lead a team to a winning record without Scottie by his side, huh? Say it ain't.
He was like a rookie, bruh.
So, folks,
going against Larry Bird in that super team of the Celtics.
Might be known as an MJ hater, but I have nothing but respect for his talents, unlike that cheating fraud bitch Tom Brady. LeBron James.
All right, bro. Let's see what he's got to say about LeBron.
We conclude with my favorite player of all time, but don't worry, I'm not biased, and nobody, not even LeBron, is safe from my wrath.
Oh, that's why he doesn't like Kobe. It all makes sense, bro. It all makes sense, and that's why he went to the argument for MJ. LeBron fans hate Kobe Bryant, bro, because they're insecure, because they know that Kobe's better than them. It's simple, and that's a fact.
The first 7 years of LeBron's career were mostly wasted by an incompetent front office and bad teammates. That much is true. But it's...
How is that hate? That's... No. That's pretty much saying... You're trying to defend him in a hate video. Don't put him in here if you're not trying to...
still doesn't excuse the fact that he was awful in the 2007 finals versus the Spurs, largely bad in the 2008 playoffs versus Boston until Game 7, and flat out quit over the last 3 games versus Boston in 2010. But none of these moments hold a candle to the absolute disgraceful showing he had in the 2011 finals versus Dallas, after he ran to Miami to build a super team. LeBron's 2011 finals remain the worst choke job by a superstar in any sport ever. He played so bad and so hesitant it made me embarrassed to be a fan of his. He finally broke through to win a ring, and
that's what it kind of feels like to be a James Harden fan in playoffs. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, bro, this Dallas team is not bad, though. They beat Kobe, too, so.
Lockout year in 2012. Then Ray Allen bailed him out during another disappointing finals performance in 2013. In 2014, he played mostly passive in a historical blowout loss versus the Spurs. In 2015, he had a legit excuse with teammate injuries, but still shot under 40% for the series. In 2016, he got lucky versus the Warriors as they choked and Kyrie hit the game-winning shot in Game 7, while LeBron went quiet in the last 4 minutes. In 2017, he sucked.
Finally, somebody says it, bro. The last couple minutes of that game, he didn't do anything besides the block, bro.
In the fourth quarter of a crucial Game 3 loss, and in 2018, he went scoreless in overtime of Game 1, then hurt his team by breaking his hand after the game. He missed the playoffs in his first year in the Western.
My man just blamed him for breaking his hand like it's his fault, bro. Oh no, I think that's when he punched the wall, right?
Game 1, then hurt his team by breaking his hand after the game.
I think that's
he
when
missed the playoffs in his first year in the Western Conference in 2019, and only won in 2020 because of the bubble.
Alright, bro. How does that even make sense? It still doesn't make sense to me how people say that. Only won because of the bubble. How does that make sense? Imagine we were the best team in the league before the whole thing. We're the number 1 seed. We would have the home court advantage. Wouldn't that be easier for us? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me, bro. It doesn't make sense at all. Like, it technically got harder for us.
2021,
like,
with fans back in the stands, he played hesitant and lost in the first round.
Played hesitant, bro. Let's be honest. We lost because of AD, but I'm not blaming injuries for the Suns going to the finals. But we all know, bro, that's the reason we lost. Come on, we're dominating them.
You can't trust him at the foul line late in close games, and it speaks volumes that his career-defining play is a block on Iguodala that didn't even seal the game. For all that LeBron has accomplished, he doesn't have any game winners in the NBA Finals like MJ had. If I had the choice between LeBron and MJ to make a shot to save my life, I would pick MJ.
Hey, what's good, you?
All right, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed my reaction, man. Man's a Kobe hater. This is ZTAY. Peace.